a wrestling fan means you probably fantasy booked before. You probably came up with dream matches that you wanted to see. And when John Cena announced his retirement, it was like, okay, we have 1 year to fantasy book these dream matches of the ultimate babyface versus just a plethora of heels. Was John Cena going to take down Drew McIntyre? Was he going to bring Braun Breaker to his knees? Maybe fight Brock Lesnar one more time? John Cena had just villain after villain he was going to defeat until Elimination Chamber when he became the villain. And so now, every single idea that I had, I've crumbled up the piece of paper, threw it over my shoulder, and we gotta start anew, because right now, what we're gonna do is fantasy book John Cena's farewell heel retirement tour. And wow, still getting used to calling John Cena a heel. 22 years of face, but that's where he's at. So let's do it. Let's now redo the whole landscape of WWE has been redone. So now we must redo our fantasy booking for John Cena. First off, the first match that he's probably going to have is going to be Wrestlemania, and that is in April, and it's pretty much set in stone, and it needs to be Cody Rhodes. That's going to happen. So in this timeline, I'm going to pretty much say John Cena, he runs heel all the way to his final match. And here he is going to win the title from Cody Rhodes, and John Cena is going to be the champion all year long. And basically what he says throughout the entire year is, I now hold the championship. 17th is where it ends. I will leave for Hollywood with this title. And no matter what you do, no matter what you say, when you replace that title, just know whoever holds it is a paper champion, because nobody could beat me, and this is the actual title, and I'm going to retire with it, and I'm taking it to Hollywood, and I'll put it next to all the Oscars that I'm going to get in the coming years. And that would be such a heel move, because then for the rest of the year, every WWE superstar has to be like, we gotta get that belt off him. So he wins WrestleMania, right? What's his next event? We're going to go off the WWE calendar, and some events haven't been announced yet, but I'm going to put them in here anyways because they traditionally happen, like Backlash. Backlash traditionally happens, so I'm actually putting Backlash here, but if for some reason they change Backlash out with Fastlane, it can still all apply. We have the first thing that's going to happen after WrestleMania is there's going to be a Saturday night's main event. John Cena's going to show up, but he's not going to fight. He's going to do a contract signing with Cody Rhodes, because at Backlash, they're going to have the rematch. Cody Rhodes is like, I need to have my rematch, and Cody Rhodes will lose. We are going to put Cody Rhodes on not necessarily a losing streak, but we are going to put him on this, when he's not champion. We're going to have him chase the belt. We're going to remind fans why they fell in love with Cody in the first place, because when Cody was not champion, that's when he had everybody rooting for him. So Cody Rhodes and John Cena, they signed the contract at Saturday Night's Main Event in May, which will then go to Backlash. Backlash will probably also be in May, maybe June. I don't know. Sometimes they skip an entire month, and sometimes they have 2 PLEs in the month. So Backlash is next, and we have Cody versus John Cena, and Cody Rhodes is going to lose again. And John Cena will probably cheat. He'll probably cheat, but that's it. John Cena's done with him. He's like back of the line, and he'll probably maybe injure Cody or something, or maybe John Cena enlists the help of somebody else that will then distract Cody Rhodes for a little bit, because we do need to get Cody away from John Cena. We'll circle back to Cody Rhodes, but for a while we need to have John Cena focus on other dream matches. Next up, we have June. June, I believe, is where they have the King of the Ring. John Cena does not have to fight in King of the Ring, but he will defend his title. I think this would be a great spot for someone like LA Knight. Yeah, LA Knight was there was a moment in 2023 that LA Knight was just on a meteoric rise to the top, and that was before all of the company came back. Everybody, who's who of superstars from the past, all came back, from Randy Orton, CM Punk, The Rock, not to mention Roman Reigns on his forever title reign. And then Cody had to finish his story, and it really just kind of stopped LA Knight. his upward momentum and he plateaued, and then he kind of even fell down a little. Now, he's still very popular, and I'm thinking this would be a great opportunity for LA Knight to really just show up and get in the main event. And there was a moment during that meteoric rise that I was talking about that John Cena actually teamed up with him and put his stamp of approval on LA Knight. So we can kind of call back to that, where LA Knight's like, what happened to you, dude? And hopefully during this feud, LA Knight will have the U.S. title on his shoulder, because John Cena is synonymous with the U.S. title in WWE with his excellent U.S. Open challenge. And maybe that plays a part in it. I don't know. Could you imagine if LA Knight was having an open U.S. challenge and John Cena's music hit? That would be kind of cool. That would be not just kind of, but definitely cool. And yeah, now LA Knight's title wouldn't be on the line for this, so John Cena couldn't win it. But if you wanted to win a U.S. title, all you got to do is comment below. I'm running a contest on this channel that when I hit 20,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away a belt. This U.S. title, I got World Championships, I got Winged Eagles. I'm giving away a belt free of charge anywhere in the world, free shipping, everything. Why am I doing this? I'm insane. I'm literally insane, but also I'm trying to quit the day job, so I need to get subscribers and engagement on these videos. So to enter, you got to comment below, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, the ding, 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 that bell. You got to ding the bell and you got to like the like button. So yeah, and then you're entered into a contest. And side note, this weekend, this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, well, I hit 10,000 subscribers over last week, so I'm giving away a belt, because at every 10,000, I give away a belt. Did I say give away a belt enough? All right, so what happens, though? John Cena is going to be LA Knight. This is like a no-brainer. It was just kind of to give LA Knight a main event rub, kind of a dream match. Maybe not a dream match, but definitely a unique match. A match that we hadn't seen before, and I think that John Cena's tour should be a combination of new possibilities and dream matches and just unexpected twists and turns. And I think LA Knight fits into this, the new possibilities realm of this part of his retirement tour. Next up is July, and that is historically Money in the Bank, and we're going to run back to 2012. CM Punk versus John Cena. That was the feud that really propelled CM Punk into the stratosphere. That was with the pipe bomb. The pipe bomb was leading into that match at Money in the Bank, and CM Punk wins. He blows a kiss, and he's out of here. Now, if we are going to do a shock title change at any point during this run, this would be it, because it would just be a callback, a total callback to Money in the Bank 2012, and then John Cena would have to win it maybe a week later, and this would be something along the lines of when Lex Luger won the title from Hulk Hogan on a random episode of Monday Nitro, only for Hogan to win it back the following week. But if we don't want to do that, and we want John Cena's his title to remain intact, his the title reign to remain completely intact, well, then he just beats CM Punk. And honestly, that's what they should do. He should just beat CM Punk, get his revenge for Money in the Bank 2012. Yes, he's been stewing about it ever since. Vengeance is a dish best served cold, and here you go, CM Punk, eat up. Then we go to SummerSlam. Guess who won King of the Ring? The loser of King of the Ring last year won it this year. It's Randy Orton for the first time ever. That's a really bad Randy Orton. I'm trying to stay within the camera shot, though. If I was really going to do Randy Orton, it'd be like this. Sorry. Anyways, I used to do that. I used to walk into rooms doing this, and people would be like, what are you doing? Who are you? Why are you here? So Randy Orton wins the King of the Ring, and he goes to SummerSlam to face John Cena. This is the first time ever that John Cena's a heel and Randy Orton is a face. Yes, like first time ever we've had this dynamic. It's always been reversed, where Randy was the evil one and John was the good one. And so that's a main event. That would sell. I kind of wanted it at WrestleMania before John Cena turned heel, but now that he's heel, like right here, main event it. Many years in the making, because John Cena and Randy Orton, that was the feud. They were arch nemesis. They were definitely like definitely arch nemesis, and they had so many classics. Let's just have one more main eventing, and well, John's gonna win though. After SummerSlam though is Clash in Paris. This one is set in stone, and I think it would be a huge missed opportunity if we don't have John Cena fight the head of the beat up John Cena club, AJ Styles. AJ Styles and John Cena have had 3 matches on TV. I don't know if they had any dark matches, but on TV or PLEs, they've had 3 classics, absolute awesome matches. This was a time when everybody was like, oh, John Cena doesn't know how to wrestle, and then AJ Styles would get like 5-star classics from him. Well, I mean 5-star classics from, the normal viewer. If it was like Dave Meltzer, it'd be like, what, a 2-star because it's down in the Tokyo Dome? But no, John Cena and AJ Styles, they have such good ring chemistry. But the real star of this would be AJ Styles in France, because if we go back to last year at Backlash in France, we had the crowd was singing AJ Styles his song, his everything, to the point that AJ was a heel. They were still cheering him, and the arena was shaking. The arena was just going completely insane. That crowd was amazing, and I would love to see that crowd just putting their full support behind a face AJ Styles against the heel John Cena. That would be amazing. I've been chasing that high of the Lyon, France crowd ever since last year, and I want to see it again at Clash in Paris with AJ versus John Cena. That would be amazing. All right, so now who's he going to fight? Well, things are about to start ramping up because, well, you know what? We're in the final 3 or 4 months of his career. John Cena's career was winding down. It's definitely winding down, and he's about to go to Crown Jewel and fight Roman Reigns. I think this is where Roman Reigns says, you know what? I'm done with distractions. I'm done with probably feuding with maybe Jacob Fatu, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, just a bunch of just distractions. He wants his title back, and he goes for that Crown Jewel money, because you might be like, I don't want him in Crown Jewel, him and John Cena fighting in Crown Jewel. Don't matter. The Crown Jewel money, Roman Reigns is getting some of that money, and so is John Cena. They're going to fight there. John will probably win. Who knows? Maybe if we're lucky, this is the beginning of Rock versus Roman Reigns, and we get that feud at Wrestlemania 42. And it starts right here. Maybe The Rock costs Roman the title. That would be crazy, and that would be cool. Then we start heading towards October. But I want to interject here. I want to say that maybe if we're lucky, that John Cena has 3 or 4 matches that aren't on a PLE. So I'm thinking this. If we could have 2 little mini feuds on Raw, I would say it should be R-Truth, because R-Truth is John Cena's his childhood hero, even though R-Truth is like 5 years older than him. R-Truth is on Twitter, when John Cena turned, he was like, let's not jump to conclusions. He said, this is AI generated. So it would be great if R-Truth and John Cena could interact, and we'd have to have John Cena destroy R-Truth and get that real heat, because everybody loves R-Truth, but it has to be really good. It has to be just a horrific beatdown of R-Truth, and I would love to see a little program with them. I would also like to see a little program with Jey Uso. Jey Uso, at some point, he'll probably win the world title, but at some point he loses the world title, and maybe there's some number 1 contender match and Jey Uso wins, and we have a cool little 2 or 3 week feud on Raw where Jey Uso, John Cena, and then John Cena could be like, I owe you one anyways for eliminating me in the Royal Rumble, and so those two go at it, and it could be very reminiscent of when Jey Uso fought Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental title, where everybody's like, nah, it can't happen, but wait a minute, what if it could? And the crowd would totally be behind Jey Uso, and of course, though, John Cena will win. One more mini feud would be awesome if on some random Saturday Night Main Event because we get 4, I think, in 2025, and we've already used 1 in January, and we already used 1 for the contract signing, so there's 2 more. I don't think John Cena appears on both, but if he appears on one of them, what if we got a main event of him versus Braun Breaker, huh? That would be cool. And if we really want to be like, okay, John, have everything, the Intercontinental title's on the line, John wins it, and then he immediately vacates it, so John Cena can be a Grand Slam champion. And you might be like, well, I thought Braun Breaker is a heel. Actually, Braun Breaker is like the tweener of tweeners, in that he can fight faces and villains and just, do whatever. And who knows, maybe this just completely turns him face when he fights John Cena. But this would be just an excellent feud that maybe isn't worthy of a main event at a PLE just yet. Maybe in 2 or 3 years it would be, but definitely worthy of a Saturday main event or even Raw. So let's have those 3 little feuds sprinkled throughout the year. But now we're in October. I say October is Drew McIntyre. I don't think we'll have another Bad Blood, but I could see a PLE in October, or maybe it's a Saturday main event and it's Drew McIntyre. And you're like, well, I thought Drew McIntyre was a heel too. Well, yes, he is right now, but I think by the time we get to the end of the year, the fans have recognized that Drew McIntyre is a gem that should be protected at all costs, and Drew McIntyre has started a face turn, and it's going to be reminiscent of DDP when he was like fighting against the NWO. At first, DDP was a heel, and the NWO were heels, and they wanted DDP to join them, but DDP said, no, I'm going to do it on my own, and just standing up to the NWO, DDP became a face, and maybe Drew McIntyre kind of has the same situation. Now, I would have loved if Drew had sold his soul to be the corporate champion, but he didn't. So what if he just fights the corporation, or he doesn't want anything to do with the corporation? Rock comes to him and says, why don't you join us? And Drew's like, no, I don't need you. You'll just backstab me. And that's the moment in which Drew starts to turn face, and he has a matchup against John Cena in October, turns face during it. He will lose, of course, and he won't make excuses. He'll just go and say, I'm going to build myself a team to fight the corporation, and that team is going to fight John Cena at War Games in November. But first, there's another crown jewel, because they have that crown jewel championship of champion versus champion, and at that point, I say Seth freaking Rollins. Have Seth freaking Rollins as your champion. Now, he can be heel or face because it's champion versus champion, so it doesn't matter. We have John versus Seth. If you want to be crazy, if you want to really anoint Seth Rollins and reward him for all the hard work that he's done, let Seth win. Let Seth Rollins win, because who cares? The loss is meaningless. You still keep your title. So this could be John Cena's only loss, or maybe his second loss if we do the CM Punk thing earlier. His only loss could go to Seth Rollins in the champion versus champion, and the next night on Raw, he can just blow it off like, oh, I don't care about that stupid title anyways. You know what I mean? So that would be a really cool matchup right there. And then we go into War Games, and I say, I'm just gonna quickly fantasy book his War Games teammates. Maybe I'll do a whole video on who the new corporation should be, but let's have John Cena, Logan Paul, Jacob Fatu, Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed returns to the War Games matchup. Our conquering hero. That's 4 right there. Who else could we get? I would love if The Rock was in it, but The Rock's not going to be in it. I'd say Tungaloa, but that would just make them too OP. So you have to put in someone else. I don't know. Maybe, who knows? What if Braun Breaker? What if when Braun Breaker lost, he saw the light and he joined the corporation, and he could be kind of like their Ken Shamrock? I don't know. So let's put Braun Breaker on just for giggles. Ha ha ha. So yes, that's the War Games matchup, and then we're in the final month of John Cena's career, and it's bittersweet. This is where we have the passing of the torch, because Cody Rhodes has fought his way back into the #1 contendership, and it's John Cena versus Cody Rhodes rematch from Wrestlemania and Backlash, and we have it toe-to-toe, and Cody Rhodes, against all odds, wins. He wins and becomes the champion, and he saved the WWE title. It's a spectacular event, and The Rock is mad. He is so mad, he slaps John Cena, and John Cena snaps back to this guy right here. Hustle, loyalty, respect. attitude adjusts, The Rock, and the crowd cheers. He apologizes to Cody. I don't know what I was thinking. and he leaves a conquering hero, and Cody Rhodes has the belt back in his possession. And that is my booking of the heel John Cena tour. Now, there'd be a little more into it. I kind of rushed that face turn. I'm sure there'll be moments of tension between Rock and Cena during the final 2 or 3 months, but regardless, that's the gist of everything. What did you think of this farewell tour? Let me know in the comments below if there's someone I missed, someone you would want to see. Maybe Sami Zayn. I almost thought Sami Zayn should be one of the Raw opponents, but I figured between Sami and Jay, let's go Jay because of that Royal Rumble win. Tell me in the comments below. Boys, girls, have yourselves a great day.